Welcome to Sun City News. I'm your host, Norma Taylor. We're covering these stories for you this week. We bring you some important community association news. Joe Fagrale joins reporter Judy Lampe to answer community election questions. And we ask our residents for their comments about Hurricane Durian. Those stories and more coming up. Sun City News starts now.
From our studios in Pinckney Hall, this is Sun City News with Norma Taylor. Entertainment news with Randy Selman. Sports with Doug Wright. And the entire Sun City News team covering your community and the South Carolina Low Country.
All Sun City residents are invited to the next Chat with the Board session at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, September 19th at the Lake House Ballroom. Chat with the Board is an opportunity for residents to ask questions and discuss community issues with at least one member of the Board of Directors. Residents are also invited to attend the next Board of Directors quarterly meeting at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, September 25th in Pinckney Hall. Mark your calendar for the Capital and Reserve Expenditure Request Town Hall meeting from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Friday, September 20th in the Pinckney Hall Ballroom. All residents are welcome to attend. The deadline to turn in applications for a neighborhood representative or alternate neighborhood representative seat in this year's community election is 5 p.m. on Friday, September 27th. Packets can be dropped off at Palmetto Commons. Election packets are available at Palmetto Commons and online at suncityhiltonhead.org. Come out to the annual parking lot sale from 8 a.m. to noon on Saturday, September 21st on Sun City Lane. Sun City Lane will be closed from 5 a.m. Friday, September 20th through 4 p.m. on Saturday, September 21st. Town Square amenities will be closed 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday, September 21st. See e-News for additional parking information. The deadline to make changes for inclusion in the printed 2020 resident directory is Friday, September 27th. Make sure you review your online resident directory listing and make your profile public to be included in the printed 2020 resident directory. For more instruction, visit the FAQ page of suncityhiltonhead.org. The Government and Business Affairs Committee will host Beaufort County School Superintendent Frank Rodriguez at 3 p.m. on October 4th at the Lake House Ballroom. Frank will discuss the Beaufort County School referendum. All residents are invited to attend. Now, for more information about these events and other community activities, check your email inbox for eNews Weekly or log on to suncityhiltonhead.org. Preparation for the Sun City Community Association elections are underway by resident volunteers with assistance from staff. Judy Lampe talks with Joe Fagrale, chair of the Elections Subcommittee under GBAC, for the details.
Welcome, Joe, to Sun City News.
Glad to be here and glad to talk about the Board of Directors election that's coming up very shortly.
I know that you and your committee have been working really hard to get all the news out about the election, so let's go to the first question. So when can you apply to run for the Board of Directors?
Okay. The time to register for the Board of Directors campaign is passed, unfortunately. If you want to be a neighborhood rep, you have until September 27th to do that. And the active campaigning does not start until October 2nd, when the candidates can do an active campaign and they can have a staff that, fortunately, they have to let us, the election committee, know who's on their election staff so that we know who's doing what. So it's October 2nd at 5 o'clock or after the announcement of the candidates is made that they can run the campaign.
Okay. And do I understand that there's one opening for a resident board member?
Yes, we have one opening for resident board member, and the neighborhood reps, we have 30 neighborhoods without reps, so that's an important thing too that we need to do.
You know, and what is the voting process?
Nordis, who's the company that has run our elections tallied our elections for quite a few years now, will send out 2 emails to every resident in Sun City that has an email address, and they'll do that twice. they'll see who responds and who doesn't. So if they get a negative feedback that it's not answered, they will send out paper ballots to those residents that don't have an email address. And then starting on November 5th at 12:01 in the morning, you can vote on your computer, your home computer, or anywhere you are in the country to vote for the candidates. And there's a specific procedure. Nordis will send out a user ID and a password for you to vote, and then you can vote up until November 7th at 5 o'clock. And also there will be kiosk voting at Lakeside and at Pickney Hall, where we'll have kiosks with a member of the staff and a member of the election committee showing you how to vote, and you can vote on that. So you can vote two ways. Paper ballots, turn them into Palmetto Commons by 5 o'clock on October 31st, to have them postmarked by 5 o'clock October 31st.
Is there anything else that you would like to add?
The other thing is that you have to have 20% of the residents vote for the board member, and you need 20% of each neighborhood to vote for neighborhood reps and alternate neighborhood reps. And if you don't do that, then you have to do it all over again. And there's a lot of expense and time that you don't want to have to do to redo an election. So whether you're unopposed or not, you may not have to campaign to win the election, but you need to campaign to get the residents out to vote, either neighborhood rep, alternate neighborhood rep, or resident board of director members.
And when will the results actually be made
They
known?
will be announced at the annual meeting of the Community Board of Directors on November 13th, and I believe it's at 1 o'clock.
Okay, well, certainly your committee has been working really hard to get all the election details, and we appreciate you very much being
I've
here.
been fortunate. I only been on the committee now for 3 months. They did all the work, so I just get to be on TV.
All right. Thank you so
You're
much,
very
Joe.
welcome. Good to be here.
South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster issued a mandatory evacuation in anticipation of Hurricane Durian. We checked with our residents on how they handled the storm.
Hi, I'm Susie, and my husband and I decided to leave Sun City this time during Hurricane Durian. Very tough decision to make, because we've stayed for Irma, left for Matthew, but this one just seemed too dangerous, too unpredictable, and we decided to leave and go to Augusta, South Carolina. We found a nice little place there, and we did stay for 2 days, and we actually came back before the evacuation lifted, 1 day, and everything was clear, and I feel we are so blessed that we came home to no damages, so we were very lucky. And I feel so much for the people in Bahamas and in Nags Head area. So I do consider us very blessed.
Did you stay or did you leave?
We stayed.
How was your experience with that?
It was actually pretty mild. The wind, not much rain, not much wind. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Were you at any time concerned that we wouldn't be saying this today?
No, we just kept watching the track of the storm.
Well, good weather predictions then. I'm going to call you next time. I want to know if I should stay or go. I'm glad we're all safe. Thank you for giving us your information.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Coming up on Sun City News, Susan McCreel has a no-fail sangria recipe. Doug Wright is looking at coin collecting. Reporter Georgia Lash gives us insight into the woodworkers shop. We'll be right back after these messages. Susan McCreel has an idea for an easy party starter.
For a picnic, an informal friends get-together, Christmas with family, or a Valentine's evening for the two of you, sangria fits the bill. Ideally, it's made in advance, but it can also be a last-minute treat to pull together for a fun time. Recipes are many and varied, and all easy. Red or white wine, fruit, a little liqueur, sparkling water, and some personal additions, and you have it. Sangria contains all the properties and benefits of red wine. It has powerful antioxidants, polyphenols, and flavonoids that protect cells from aging. In addition, sangria contains vitamin C and antioxidants through the fruits added to it. Most sangria recipes call for the wine to rest overnight, or at the very least for a few hours, in the refrigerator. This lets the fruit infuse the wine, letting its juices get in the mix and sweeten up the drink. Sangria gets better and better as it sits. Sangria is as sweet as you want to make it. As a general rule, it's going to be fruity. So start with a drier wine. to keep that sugar content down. Pick fruits that lean more tart than sweet, like Granny Smith apples or raspberries, or add more acidic juice like lemonade. Spanish wine is the traditional main ingredient, but as with any recipe using wine, just use a wine that you like. Red, white, rosé, whatever. A white sangria is lighter, refreshing, a great drink to look forward to coming in from the beach, or after a shopping trip, or after a long meeting. Red sangria is more serious and can stand up with heavy hors d'oeuvres or a barbecue. In a pitcher or punch bowl, layer sliced lemons, oranges, and apples. Add 2 bottles of wine, a half cup of triple sec, and a half to 1 cup of your juice of your choice. Stir gently. If you're serving right away, let it stand for 15 minutes to let ingredients meld. Ideally, refrigerate sangria for at least 2 hours or overnight. Then when ready to serve it, add a ½ liter of soda water. Serve in a good-sized wine glass with ice. To make it special, you can add berries to each glass. For instance, blueberries and raspberries look so patriotic in white sangria on July 4th. My husband also thinks a red sangria is a little better with some Hennessy VS added to the mix. Make it your own and make it part of the fun. Inexpensive serving containers make it easy for a party. So enjoy!
The Sun City Coin Club is one of the oldest clubs here and hopes to entertain and educate residents about coins, paper money, and metals at its upcoming coin show and sale at Hidden Cypress. Club officers Dale Kirshner and Chuck Heck joined reporter Doug Wright in our studios to tell us all about it.
Welcome to Sun City TV, gentlemen. We're glad to have you here. And Dale, tell us a little bit about your upcoming event.
I'm pleased to announce that on Thursday, September 19th, from 6 to 9 p.m., the Coin Club will have their first annual Coin Club show and sale. This will take place at Hidden Cypress in the Savannah River Room.
Well, Chuck, tell us about the specific activities that will be going on at the show.
Well, that's a great question. At the show, we'll have dealers buying and selling. We'll have exhibitors showing educational exhibits, different types of coins, metals, paper money. We hope to have a wide variety of things available for the public. We also, not just limiting this to coins, it's also going to be paper money, metals, sort of any kind of errata that has to do with coins.
Would it be possible for the residents to bring their own collections for evaluation purposes?
Yes, it is. We will have one of our members at a table just for the sole purpose of evaluating coins. We get calls every week from residents from Sun City asking what some of their coins are worth. They may have inherited from a relative who may have passed away, and they don't have a clue. And rather than have them sell them for pennies on a dollar, we can give them an honest and fair evaluation of those coins.
Well, Dale and Chuck, this has been a very enjoyable and informative meeting, and we look forward to the coin show coming up and hope to be there with our collections and see what they're worth. And thanks so much for coming in today.
You have probably seen some of the beautiful work produced at the Woodworkers shop. We're starting a new series introducing you to the shop, machine training, and ultimately how to begin work on a product to be proud of. Here's reporter Georgia Lash with the club president, Larry Manning.
Today we are at the woodshop facility located at 841 Red Dam Road, east of the Sun City Softball Complex and immediately adjacent to the dog park. With me today is Larry Manning, the president of the Woodworker and Model Makers Guild, and today you're going to be leading us on a tour of the shop facility. But before we start, Larry, would you tell us a little about the Guild?
The Sun City Woodworkers and Model Makers Guild was formed in 1999. The Guild currently has 885 members, 19% of which are women. The Guild is guided by a 13-member board of directors. The Guild includes several interest groups or special interest groups, SIGs, and that includes the Model Railroader SIG, the Wood Turner SIG, and the Wood Carving SIG.
Larry, tell us about the shop.
The shop was originally constructed by Del Webb, the predecessor of Pulte, and was completed in 2000. The shop has since undergone 2 expansions and currently has a floor space of approximately 9,000 square feet. The community is responsible for the shop facility and its infrastructure, but the Guild purchases and maintains all the woodworking equipment and supplies with Guild funds. Over the last 10 years, the Guild has spent $157,000 for new equipment, and the current value of the building and equipment is over $1.5 million. Ready to go inside? Let's put your safety glasses on and we'll go look in the shop.
Let's go.
Now, if you're a resident and thinking about becoming a member, we would welcome hosting you on a guided tour of our facility. Guided tours are available during normal hours on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Saturday. Just stop by the lobby.
This is a fantastic facility, but what has made it more interesting is the fact that you've taken us through the tour and showed us how all these pieces of this beautiful place fit together.
Still to come on Sun City News, Randy Selman gives us news on the entertainment front. Doug Wright was at opening day at the softball field. We'll return after some messages from our sponsors. Well, it's time for entertainment. And Randy, can you believe it's already September? So what's happening in your world?
Well, you're right, Norma. Time sure has a habit of flying. But we should take some time to enjoy the activities and the events here at Sun City. So be sure to mark your calendar for these events. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is on its way to Magnolia Hall. And here are some of the cast to give you the taste of the fun that's in store for you.
Bienvenue à Beaumont-sur-Mer, where love and larceny are never far away from posh hotels, villas, cafes, and abbeys, and everyone has an angle. Meet man of the world, Lawrence Jameson, who sets hearts aflutter amidst the wealthy ladies of the jet set. Shake hands with sketchy con artist Freddie Benson, but hold on to your watch. Say hello to Chief of Police Andre Thibault, always on top of any naughty goings-on, if only to get his share of the booty. Welcome, wealthy but needy divorcee Muriel Eubanks, whip-snorting Oklahoma heiress Jolene Oaks, and sweet soap queen Christine Colgate, all looking for love, adventure, or preferably both. And don't miss our delightful assortment of gamblers, nuns, sailors, servants, and beautiful people, all with their own dreams and schemes. In Beaumont-sur-Mer, things are not always as they seem. Surprises abound, and everything comes out right in the end. Amusez-vous.
Believe it or not, the Chartered Club Fair is just around the corner on Saturday, October 5th at Pickney Hall and the Pavilion. There you can renew your membership for your favorite clubs, or you can sign up to join a new club that you've always wanted to join. This is a great way to find out what's happening in our community. There is still a limited amount of tickets available for the Elton Dan and the Rocket Band concert on Monday and Tuesday, October 7th and 8th at Magnolia Hall. Elton Dan plays a tribute to the one-time greatest artist ever, Sir Elton John. His magical piano playing has a way of engaging you in the full Elton experience. You will be amazed at the over-the-top costumes and high-energy performance, just like Elton John. Tickets and more information are available online or at Lifestyle Services. I'm Randy Selman, and that's your entertainment report. Remember, life is entertaining, so don't miss the show.
Well, it's sports time. And Doug, Sun City Sports is back in the swing of things.
Absolutely, Norma. The looks, the sounds, and the tastes are better than ever. The fall softball season has begun at the refurbished facilities of our Sun City Sports Park. I was there for the opening day ceremonies on September 10th as the Tuesday-Thursday League kicked off the new season.
And Mitch, tell us about the summer. It must have been a real cluster, as they say.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, the field was shut down for almost 3 months. We came out, and we don't know the exact problems that we had, but luckily for us, I went down to Hardyville and made arrangements so that we could play and use the field. And if we wouldn't have had that, we would have had guys just sitting around for 2 or 3 months. It was kind of hard to have to come up here and look at the field and not be able to get out on the field. As a joke, I was ready yesterday reminding everybody about opening day and was going to give them a map to how to get to the field because we haven't been here so long. So it's a work in progress, but we're ready.
The field looks great and the hot dogs taste great, so stop by and enjoy some very competitive games when you can. Of course, many sports events were postponed due to the threat of Hurricane Durian, including the Birdies Beer and Barbecue Golf Tournament, which was to be held at Argent Lakes on September 6th. It was to be rescheduled. However, due to the busy fall schedule of golf events already in place, it has now been announced that this tournament has been canceled. But avid golfers should not despair, as the Sun City Open at Hidden Cypress and Okatee Creek is coming up soon on October 12th and 13th. And remember, it's time to put down those electronics and get that body in motion. Doug Wright, Sun City Sports.
Well, thanks for watching our show this week. We invite you to check out Sun City TV's weekly program schedule on Sensations Magazine. And now check highlights and alerts on Twitter at SunCityTVHHI. Also, email us at suncitytvhh@gmail.com. Now, to see extended coverage of your favorite news segments, tune in to Extra. Check the current Sensations magazine for daily times. And make sure you tune in next week to find out all the news that's happening in our community. In the meantime,